All right, time now for Konrad's Car Clinic. Let's get that in before we run out of time this morning.
Well, the thing I wanted to talk to about today is diagnosing your automatic transmission fluid. You know, and you have to understand what's transmission fluid do. It cools, it cleans, and then it has the hydraulic functions of applying gears and stuff. And as far as, you know, how do you diagnose it based on color, based on the fluid? Color is everything. So transmission fluid should be kind of a clear red. Some of them, you know, GM has always been a clear red. Some of them are like a clear amber, which is the 8-speed and the ZF transmissions. Mercedes-Benz uses a blue transmission fluid. It's kind of a clear blue. So you're always looking for that clear where you can see through the fluid.
Don't you suggest that you stick with the manufacturer fluid?
Yes. Yes. There are some good fluids out there, aftermarket fluids out there, but the manufacturer's fluids are basically designed for it. And if somebody tells you they have a universal fluid that works in both an automatic and a CVT, run quickly. Don't believe them. There's no such thing as that, because automatic transmission fluids have to slip a little bit as the gears engage. CV transmission fluid has to grip, so the fluid can't do the same thing. So again, transmission fluid has to cool, clean, and perform hydraulic functions. And again, you know, as fluid ages, it will always darken. Now, it darkens for a number of reasons. One of the primary reasons it darkens is because inside all of automatic transmissions are clutch material, just like an old manual clutch. There's a clutch, it's just applied hydraulically. Well, as that happens over time, small particulate of that clutch releases, and that's what darkens the fluid up. So, you know, if you're looking at your transmission fluid and it's not clear anymore and it's maybe a little off color, that's okay. But once it smells burnt, then you've overheated the fluid. And once it gets dark, you may have waited too long to replace it. So you want to remember to replace your transmission fluid on a regular interval. Different manufacturers tell you that interval is different mileages. You know, my opinion is every 30,000 miles, you should change your automatic transmission fluid, because what you don't want to have happen is the very last picture here where it's not only dark, it's burnt, and there's metal particles in it. All automatic transmissions have a magnet inside of them to collect the ferrous material that sticks to the magnet. So when they take the pan off and your magnet looks like it's got a fur coat on, that's a bad day, and that's going to be a catastrophic transmission failure. So again, I tell everybody every 30,000 miles is the interval to change your transmission fluid. GM says every 40,000 miles, 45. ZF, the 8-speed and the Chrysler products, they actually say every 60. But Mopar tells you to never change a transmission fluid. There is truly nothing called a sealed transmission. Everybody talks about, oh, my transmission's sealed, I can't check the fluid on it. That's wrong. You can always check the fluid on it. You know, even if all you do is pop a cooler line off it and take a couple of ounces of fluid out of the cooler line so you can inspect the fluid. And once the fluid changes color, that's the time to replace it. Don't wait until it's dark and syrupy. That's, you know, the first part of transmission failure is fluid failure. So you want to change the fluid before it fails, and that'll extend the life of your automatic transmission.
Good stuff.
Yeah, that is. Well, the other thing to that is you don't wait forever to change the oil in your car. You should treat it the same way.
Well, and you know, we started the show talking about how manufacturers are using automatic transmission fluid for power steering fluid. Same thing goes for your power steering fluid. And most cars, new cars today, don't have power steering fluid. Everything's electronic power steering. But if you have a car that does have power steering fluid, look at it and judge it the same way I'm telling you to judge transmission fluid. Once it gets dark, it's time to change it. Put fresh, new fortified fluid in there.
Tesla Inc. has gotten approval from the city.